Bryce was the fun kid. He was fun to be around, always had a smile on his face. He was funny and liked to have a good time, and went through his childhood and adolescence just being an easy kid. Bryce started having some run-ins with the law and doing some risky behaviors that seemed really out of step for the kind of boy that we had grown up with and the kid that we knew. And we were having a really hard time separating that from normal adolescent behavior, and we really struggled with, is this just a phase, or is there something wrong with that?
It's hard growing up with me and my little sister and seeing one of our older brothers act not normal, and it'd be hard a lot when we'd be left here for the weekend and my parents are gone, and just feeling uncomfortable with our own brother, which I always have a hard time with. You know, you want to like family and you want to be comfortable around them all. It's really hard when you're scared of your own brother.
So out of desperation, we decided we just needed to see another physician and see if there might be something going on with Bryce. And so he spent several appointments diagnosing him, and he told me that what he really needed was to be able to have him in an inpatient setting where he could take the time to really do a diagnosis, but there wasn't such a place. And we felt like we were back to where we were, which was not really know what was going on.
That was the hardest part, was finding a place when you really needed the help. It wasn't until I was actually in an inpatient facility that a psychiatrist was able to literally watch me over a week period, and we, trial and errored with different medications and had daily visits with their therapists and counselors, that I was able to really accept the fact that I had a mental illness.
The community has to have a place to look at and say, this is where it starts. The Adolescent Behavioral Health Unit would provide that starting point.
There was never a real place to solve a mental illness issue. This seems like it's very progressive. I mean, like it's solving a huge problem with this new unit, and that's awesome. That's really great, because it would have helped tremendously. And I think everybody that has dealt with a mental illness would agree.
I think the most interesting thing thinking about that is words that Bryce said. And he said, wouldn't have my life have been different if something like that had been available and I could have gone in and been diagnosed instead of wasting all these years of my life trying to figure it out myself. That maybe all these things wouldn't have happened. All these events that have changed relationships with the family and wasted so much time of a young person's life, I think it would have made a huge difference.